We are going through a revolution right now, and every single business in the whole planet needs to pay attention to two very specific things. Number one is you've probably already heard about it, and that's AI. Obviously, everybody around the whole world is talking about AI, right? But the second one is automation, and that is equally important, right? You might think of automation as something in a factory where it's like boom, 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 compressing out things every second, right? But actually there's so many things online that you can automate right now, and I want to show you in this video how you can use these two powerful things together to save yourself so much time for your business, so you can take back that time and actually relax when you own a business, right? It seems like endless work, but actually there are ways to automate it. So let's get started with this video. Okay, so everybody knows that every single business needs marketing, right? They need marketing and sales and lead generation to get new customers in, right? But marketing can also be, keeping your customers that you already have as well, because I see marketing as education, right? You have to like educate your customers. They might not know a certain feature that you have, a certain service, right? So the best way, in my opinion, is actually to use content, right? Content is a great way to actually teach people how to all about your business, right? That's what it is, right? So what we can do here, I just asked ChatGPT a simple question, right? I know the answer, but I just wanted to see, right? So I said best way to automate marketing, right? So use AI for content creation. All right, that's really good advice. You need to be careful, obviously, because like you don't want to be putting up some crazy image of something that's untrue, right? That's not really, that's not good for business, is it really? If you like, maybe it is good for certain businesses that need, extreme marketing, but the general business, you just want to create accurate content for your business, right? That actually educates your customers about your products. So I'm going to show you how you can use AI to do that now. So to do this, we're going to be using this tool. It's called Arvow, right? You can actually use the coupon code Connor10, CONOR 10, and you get an extra 10% discount, right? They already have a discount, so an extra discount is really good. But why does this matter actually? So what is this whole SEO writer thing about? Well, I mean, like SEO to me is like the easiest and best way to actually get traffic towards your business, right? So SEO is just search engine optimization. So anywhere where people are searching for information online, right? It could be forums where people search, it could be social media like Facebook. But when we're talking about this, we're really talking about Google, because Google owns 90% of the search engine traffic right now. Okay, ChatGPT is coming up with fast, probably has about 10% at this point. Bing has a couple of percentage as well. But the second biggest search engine in the world is actually YouTube. So, Google owns YouTube too. But I think the best way to actually do it is actually use a writer, right? Because videos is a lot more difficult to automate, right? You've probably seen a few, and there's more and more coming on TikTok, I see. But I think this is the best way to do it, because we have AI SEO, right? A writer that actually writes really good content for your business, about your business, and then auto publishes to your blog. Now you might think, oh, a blog, that's like something from 20 years ago. No, that is wrong. Okay. Trust me, it's wrong. I've written 1,000 blog posts over the past 5 years before AI and with AI, right? And I've had 15 million people actually read my blogs. I still have people, like 1,000, more than 1,000 people every single day reading my blogs, the stuff that I wrote from 4 or 5 years ago. So this is why it's such a good traffic source of new leads to your business, right? So let's have a little bit of a look of how this actually works now. So this is the tool here. You can generate articles just to try it out and see if it works out for your business, right? Just an SEO article. You can also do AI news articles. So you can set it up to put news articles, or actually take, if you're in a niche where people are producing videos, right, you can actually use those videos and turn them to blog posts and put them onto your website. Super good strategy, that one as well. This one's probably not as relevant, right? It's more for affiliate marketers, people like that. So what you do is go to your automation, right? So this whole section is all about automating the whole SEO process, right? If you do need more training, right, I have tons of videos on this channel that you can watch. So do subscribe to the channel because I've got so many videos just teaching people how to do SEO, right? So this is an example of an article, right? I just made a video yesterday about making this article, right? How to do it all. Well, what you really want to do is just actually educate people who are interested in a topic, right? So for me, for example, AI is a topic that's very, important to me and all of my people that are watching my content, right? So what I can do is like think of a brand or something like ChatGPT, obviously the most famous one in the world. So I want to find educational content about that. And when people find that type of content, right, they will actually look, say, oh, what is this website? You want to get people onto your website and then try to convert them into customers, right? So you do want to think about like, is this relevant? Is this going to help my business? Because there's no point in publishing this if you're a cleaning business or something like that. It's not going to help your business, right? For me, it's like I educate people about AI, so that actually makes sense in this one, right? So you can see I just entered my keyword. That's all I did to do this. It was entered my keyword. That's everything, right? So it did the whole article for me, right? And did everything, how to actually do this task that people are looking to do. And trust me, I did this for a client recently, very similar topics, and that client now has over 1,000 people every single day coming from SEO to their business, right? So this works, right? You can see this is a really, really high quality article. But I think, the real killer quality of this is the automation, right? So you can actually just click publish and set it up so it goes directly to your website, right? How cool is that, right? So you could just set up an automation and publish 2 to 3 articles every single day. That's what I recommend. That's what's worked for me, right? I know it sounds like a lot of work, but AI is doing all the work for you. So, you know what I mean? Is like it's doing all the images. Look, it created an image with ChatGPT written there. It's done everything for you. So all you need to do is read through it. And what I would do if I'm a business, from a business perspective, is add my own custom knowledge, right? So you can actually add your own custom knowledge here. Add whatever it is your business is about, so that it says business A is blah blah blah, and then it will actually add all that stuff into your blog. So why do I actually recommend starting the blog? Well, because it is the easiest thing to automate, right? So you do want to be thinking, I think every business should have like an automator in their business now, right? Somebody who just comes in and automates everything in their business, right? You can't automate everything, right? But you do need, I think that people are moving up the level, right? So it's like before, if you had a marketer, right, maybe you have a content writer, right? I'd say even last year, people had content writers on their team, right? But now is like, okay, that job is dying. I used to have the job myself, but it's dying. You have to move up the chain, right? You need to be able to use this AI tool and how to automate, and then automate the next section and the next section, right? So everybody is becoming more skilled in a wider range of tasks, right? So this, your team should be trained in this and know how to do this. If they're not, they're falling behind, because other companies can use this amazing tool, right, and publish 3 articles and then spend time or money or resources on something else, right, like videos or whatever the case may be, right? So if you do want to use the tool, I'll leave that coupon code in the first comment down below, Connor 10. Thanks for watching and see you soon.